fuck was that?
All right, welcome to episode 5 of What the Fuck Did I Dream Last Night? I'm Jaynee.
I'm Jess. Hello.
Hi, guys. So, do you notice every time I say welcome, Hayne, I put my arms in the air?
She does, like a touchdown sign.
I can't help it. I just feel like, I don't know.
Welcome. You're very welcoming.
Welcome. I'm welcoming you guys all with a warm hug.
We might need to do a live video show one time. It would be way more entertaining for everybody.
We'll get into that someday for sure. We definitely can. I think that'd be fun to do. How was your day?
Day was good. It was kind of a crazy day, a little crazy day today, which is probably going to lead to some wacky dreams tonight. I'm averaging, I used to be such a vivid dreamer, and I think I'm still a really vivid dreamer, but when you're just exhausted, it's really hard to remember your dreams.
That's what, I made Hayne and I, these dream journals, and I keep mine next to my bed. If I wake up and I, dreamt something little, I'll just scribble something in it. Because, I won't remember it. If I will sometimes, and then there's other times where I wake up and I'm like, I know I dreamt something, but what the hell was it?
I hate that. Ugh, that's so annoying. But yeah, how was your day?
It was good. It was a good Tuesday.
Anything fun and exciting?
I went to Aldi's.
Of course you did.
Guys, I think I live there. It's the only place I go.
There's always so many good Aldi finds, though.
Listen, but they were putting it out today. I go on the wrong day. You need to go on Wednesdays. Yeah. That's when everything. But sometimes Tuesdays they put things out early, but they didn't have things out.
Wednesdays, everybody mark your calendar. It's episode release day and Aldi day.
Yes, I gotta switch my trips here.
Yeah.
You can listen to us while you shop through Aldi's. I'm sure we'll talk about it.
There you go. Yeah, maybe you'll get a discount or something. Shout out. Don't worry. If we are going to get any sponsorships, darn it, I will make it my life goal for it to be Aldi's. Dagnab. Oh, I went to a party yesterday.
Yes, that's why we're recording on a Tuesday.
Yeah, sorry. So, we usually record on Mondays, but my dog had his first party that he was invited to. So PAWTY, it was another dog's birthday. It was a combo birthday party. Arlo turned 1 and Sammy turned 4. Miles is also 4. He was the oldest dog, but he was the smallest. Put a video of the party on our Instagram. And I made them doggy cakes that were shaped like bones with peanut butter and dog treats. And we had Paw Patrol plates. But my dog stole the birthday boy's piece. Twice. He's a jerk.
Your dog's a bully.
He is. He's he begs, my goodness. But they had fun. We sat outside, and got some fresh air and some sunshine, and it was a good time.
That's fantastic. I'm jealous that I was not there.
Well, it took him 4 years. 4 years to go to his first birthday party.
Mocha's going to be 9, and she has yet to go to one.
Yeah, I don't know why. It's just not something people do a lot. It's almost more fun for mom and dad and whoever. Mom, dad, and participants, doggies.
Good?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to circle back to talking about our dream journals that I made for me and Hayne. We are doing a giveaway on our Instagram page because we are now going into month 2 of our podcast, and we're just super excited and we're having so much fun doing this.
Woo!
It's super easy to enter. But yeah, so go ahead and check that out, guys.
I start to feel a little bit of pressure going into the weekend if I don't have a good dream. And I'm like, man, I got to really step up my dream game tonight. And sometimes, Sunday comes and I'm like, I don't have a strong dream I want to share to the world. Because I like to try to tell some fresh dreams. And then Sunday night, man, I usually get a great one.
So, yeah, she texted me. She's like, Sunday nights are my dreaming nights. And when I finally looked at my phone that morning, she told me about her dream. My husband texted me, and he never remembers his dreams. And he's like, I had like 3 dreams last night. And my sister texted me about her dream. And I was like, man, everyone's dreaming on Sunday nights.
It's the place to be.
So Sunday scaries.
Yeah, I don't know. Because I get a big case of the Sunday scaries typically. And usually, like I said, when I'm stressed, I don't remember my dreams. But yeah, I've found my inner zen with my oil diffuser.
There you go. I keep meaning to bring mine up here because I have 2 of them. And ever since you said that you do that.
It's lovely. I've been getting away from it, actually. I need to get back on it. Like on a daily thing.
I was texting Hay and I was debating if we should release an episode today or not. And I didn't know what to do. So because of like the recent events and everything going on in America right now. So I just want to like take a moment and express some stuff about it because our platform is not huge, but we do have some little bit of a following. So, hey, if I could just say something about it, and one thing might educate
you want to acknowledge
person.
it.
Yeah, exactly. So I just want to say, like, I was going to say, like, instead of listening to our episode today, go and educate yourself. But I'm going to say, you still need to go educate yourself on everything. Educate others. If you want to protest, go protest. There's different organizations that you can donate to. Ask your Black friends and family what they need from you and how you can support them and stand with them. But here's why I definitely wanted to still post an episode today. Because you also need to take time for yourself. Your mental health is important. Sometimes you have to take a little break from the news and everything, because if you drown yourself in it, you're going to drown in it, and it's not going to be good mentally.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes you do have to just take a break from the world, and it's okay to do that, but just still don't forget to stand up and do something as well.
Yes.
So I just wanted to say that little tidbit.
Absolutely. Okay. And then, if it's for nothing else, whether it's something as simple as, praying for George Floyd and his family, and just for everybody struggling through this, whether it's, praying for peace, whether it's, whatever it is you feel is right, but it's, nothing.
Just don't stay silent.
It's a tragedy. And I think everybody is handling this in different ways, but I think, people are uncertain, people are fearful. I think some people feel they don't have a right to speak about it, and I think that's the worst thing we can do. Even if you don't know what to say, sometimes it's just asking, what can I do, or just listening and educating, like you said.
Listen, educate, and I also don't think you should be afraid to reach out and ask somebody, what can I do? What should I be doing to help you? To know that I'm standing with you, to know that I am an ally.
Yes. So thanks for talking about that.
Yeah. So I hope this little hour or so, guys, we can at least bring you a couple laughs or something into your life, because you still need to
You need an escape.
Have some fun.
You need some relief, I should say.
Yes. So my dream today that I'm going to talk about, it's not a recent one, because I know you were just talking about how you like to talk about recent ones, and I like to talk about past ones sometimes. I
wish I had better memories of past ones. I'm sure I will. I'm sure with some better reflection I will, but
I knew I wanted to start this podcast or something. And I started recording dreams a long time ago, because I was into them, and that's where we are today.
All right.
So in this dream, I was with this group of people. There were 4 or 5 of us, I'd say. We were traveling together. And you could tell that we've done this often because we all seemed very close.
Do you know who the people are?
Nope.
Funny.
They're just my 4 or 5 close friends in my dreamland, I can tell.
And you have no idea who they are.
Nope.
Hmm.
Yeah. I don't even like really recall like their faces and stuff, but like I just know like it was just a mixture of like boys and girls. And
Well, it's like we talked about, so we think you know all the faces in your dream, like you've seen them before. So since we have kind of learned that, or so we think that's the case, right?
yeah.
Again, dreaming is like voodoo magic. It's very hard to tell somebody they are right or wrong.
Yeah.
Now I'm trying to pay better attention to who I see in my dreams.
Right.
So
It's like
you and your 4 or 5 biffs that you don't know.
yeah. So we're on this plane and we're heading to Japan. It kind of almost seemed like we were on like
So
a
random.
mission, like those mission trips.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I don't. Yeah. You'll see what we do in Japan because I don't even know. I don't understand it. I'm laughing. I'm sorry.
You sound like me.
I know. And I'm thinking, I feel like I do need to put a little disclaimer because at one point in here, I do talk about like child abuse briefly. So I'll throw that little. But
Okay.
I don't even think it's really child abuse. So,
Yeah.
Okay. So we're on this plane. We're heading to Japan. And like I said, it kind of seems like we're mission-y people. Like we're going for a purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know what our purpose is, but we're going.
Mm-hmm.
And on the plane, we're talking about our freckle. Okay. This is what makes me laugh. Everyone has a freckle on their body. And every time you go on a plane, like every time you travel, your freckle moves on your body. Like a new location. And you not like you want to get another freckle, it would be that same freckle would just move. So it was kind of like a dark freckle too, like almost just like a thick, like a big freckle, And you didn't have control over it. It would just move each time. And mine currently, before we took off, was on the right side of my stomach. So we get to Japan. And here's another thing. This is such a random thing. To move around here, it's like the Pokemon game for Game Boy.
Yes.
Pokemon on Game Boy. Okay.
God, I wish I could remember the theme song. It was like it was awesome. I can't remember it, but I guess I just get all the feels thinking of it. If anyone can remember the theme song when you walked around a Pokemon, will you please let me know? I'll hit my brother up. He'll remember.
Oh, I hear it. That's your husband. That's who I played Pokemon with all the time.
True. He was just playing Mario Smash Brothers last night at the party.
So,
if you guys just heard that beding, by the way, I am so sorry. I cannot turn the beding off my computer. So y'all might hear a random beding. That is all.
I'm just gonna accept it.
Everything's okay. We're gonna accept the beding today, and you can make fun of it if you want. If you have
every time you hear a
take
ding,
a drink. Yep.
Take a drink.
If you are bored and you're listening to this at work or something, every time you hear a beding, get up and do a dance move. I don't know.
It's like the dance cup in like beer pong.
Yeah.
When you get the water cup
or
dance cup.
I don't know, guys, but we're going to call this episode the beding. So there you go. My favorite part is naming the episodes the beding.
Oh, man.
Sorry, Jaynee. Go ahead.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
So your freckles moving. You move around like Pokemon.
Yeah. And it's like... So it was like I was in the game in Pokemon, like on the Game Boy, but I was also like controlling myself. Hane's dancing like she's walking.
Moving like I'm Ash or whoever his name was.
So you're going to like my next part. Do you remember when you would get the bike in Pokemon?
Oh, the bike.
Go so fast.
God, you were cruising. It was like when you got the lightning bolt in Mario Kart.
Yes.
Oh, man. Okay.
No, I didn't ever like getting the lightning bolt because then the lightning bolt shrinks everybody.
Oh, rainbow. The rainbow, then, I guess. The one where you're, like, invincible?
Yeah, the star.
The star, that's it.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that one. I always hated, like, the powered mushrooms. They'd be like, pew, pew, pew.
Yeah, those
And I'm
are
like, that doesn't
stupid.
really
Or
do
the
anything
banana
to me.
peel. Like,
You lose control and hit a banana.
you're
Yes,
just an
exactly.
asshole if you get the banana, and, like, you feel like an asshole. Like, you're like, sorry, guys. Like, I gotta shoot these bananas off real quick. And then, like, I always, like, ran over my own banana.
You got to shoot them forward.
Then I would definitely run over my own banana. So
Just drop her right in front of you
story
somehow.
of my life. I am my own martyr.
Oh, my nephew's birthday party is Saturday, and it's Super Mario themed.
I thought you say Pokemon themed.
No, we definitely turned the page, and now we're on Super Mario somehow. So I'm on the bike in my Mario now I don't know what game I'm in my Pokemon game. I'm riding the bike around as I'm controlling myself from the game.
I'm gonna buy a Game Boy after this.
In Japan. So next thing, I'm in, like, our cabin. And our cabin is like a house and it has a bunch of bunk beds in it. Like, I don't know. I'm telling you, it's kind of like mission-y. For some reason, I feel like that's mission-y. I've never gone on a mission trip in my life.
I've been on a mission trip, and that's about right.
Okay.
Yeah, you just kind of sleep wherever. Maybe not all mission trips. I've only been on one, but I had to sleep on a mattress, like, in the middle of a church floor. At least I got a mattress.
Yeah.
With, like, a bunch of people I didn't know. I mean, we went to the same college, but, like, I just met them, like, the day before.
Yeah. So we're in our thing with a bunch of bunk beds around, and I hear yelling coming from upstairs. And I go up to investigate, and some lady who is not a part of our group, at least, like, my 4 or 5 friends who I don't really know, it was, like, yelling at this child. And, like, from how I took it, I felt like she was abusing her child, like, in my dream. And I was like, you cannot do that to him. I'm going to take him with me. So I use, like, a Pokeball thing, and I catch the kid in my Pokeball. And I put him in a vacuum cleaner. Like, you know how, like, you take your vacuum canister out to dump
Yes.
it?
It's like
clean
Ghostbusters. It's Ghostbusters.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they get in Ghostbusters. There's like ectoplasma, like the green slimy stuff, and they, like, capture it. Like, do you remember those juice boxes when we were kids? It was like that green slime guy was on the front of it, I think. Anyways, they would suck them up in almost like a vacuum.
Huh, I've never seen Ghostbusters.
Well, there you go.
The
creator must have had similar. Well, someone's going to call me out and say that was not Ghostbusters.
It was Ghostbusters. What are you talking about? They don't know nothing. So I put the child in the vacuum cleaner, and I take him out of the house with me. And so we're leaving Japan now. We were not in Japan very long. I don't know what we did besides be doing this. And I sneak him. What?
This is kind of terrible. You just captured a child in a vacuum cleaner?
Oh, I know.
Weren't you just yelling at his mom for yelling at him?
So basically, like, when I first had this, I had this dream. I was like, man, yeah, I just want to rescue this kid. So then I was, like, typing it out today to, like, talk about it. Like, fully. Like, man, I'm such an asshole. And I'm just kidnapping kids.
Thank God he had you.
Right? Man.
His mom was probably like, stay away from the crazy lady with a Pokeball. And you're like, shut up, bitch.
Taking him with me. Okay. So, and I sneak him onto the plane with us. And we were all talking about how we hope that lady and child get the help they need, yada, 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 on the plane.
This is so delusional.
I know.
You're totally the bad guy. Like, you're like that crazy person who thinks they're helping someone and they're just batshit crazy. You're going to end up in a loony bin.
Sure. Yep. And I like agreed with them. I was like, yeah, me too. Meanwhile, they have no idea that I smuggled the kid in the vacuum in a Pokeball, and he's on the plane with us.
Oh, Lord.
Wonder if I ever go on a trip with these people ever again. So we land, and my freckle now, just because I feel like I need to let you guys know,
Forgot about the freckle.
it moved to the left side of my face.
Maybe it's like Pinocchio's nose. So like when it's on the right side, you're a good person, but when it's on the left side, you like did something bad.
No, it just moves when you travel.
Oh, sorry.
Did you miss that whole
But
thing?
yeah, but I'm trying to think outside the box here.
Traveling freckle. Yep, so now it's on my face. So we get home and I go upstairs and I let the kid out.
How kind of you.
But he starts like freaking out.
Shocker.
I'm like, shh. You're safe now.
This is like every episode of Criminal Minds I've ever watched.
Right? I even put in my notes, Lord, I sound terrible. I said someone called the cops and took the child from me. Like,
someone took Pikachu from me.
And like when he was freaking out too, like he wasn't speaking English, but he also wasn't speaking Japanese either. But like,
he was speaking Pokemon.
Yes.
Or ectoplasma.
Oh, I need to go watch Ghostbusters.
Yeah, let me know if I'm right or not.
So the cops took the child from me and he's going back to Japan where he belongs. But I'm like screaming at the cops like, I just want to keep him safe. And the one cop is like, I get it, but you can't just smuggle them out. You have to do it the right way. That is it. Like, why wasn't I arrested in my dream?
This is so realistic, though. Like that, like not that you would do this, but I mean, like it is so like.
Gee, thanks.
No, but
guys, I'm not kidnapping
no,
children.
but like even the fact that like the cops, like yeah, but I get it. It's just so crazy how you. I wonder if that really happened in your dream, if he actually said that, or if your mind just like filled in the gaps, and you think he said that because like you're conscious and like you're right or wrong.
Yeah.
Part of your brain. Man, that's a whole nother. I was reading a lot of theories about dreaming, and I'm going to get into that in an episode. But like how certain parts of your brain fill in parts for the other portions of your brain that actually have the dream to make logical sense of it, and that's why some people have dream amnesia, and it's quite interesting.
Yes.
Wow. All right. So we can no longer be friends. Yeah.
Oh.
That was a pretty messed up dream. Yeah, you just go around with Pokeballs. Got to catch them all.
I mean, what do you do in Pokemon? You just take random animals out of their habitat.
Yeah, but not the same thing.
I'm not justifying. Like, I literally kidnapped a child in my dream.
I think they're wild animals. Regardless. That's all right. I forgive you.
Carol Baskin has wild animals locked
True that.
up. Dude, we gotta pause here. Did you see that Carol Baskin now has control over Joe Exotic's
That's
zoo?
awesome. That's hilarious.
Oh, Joe is pissed.
Winner. That is, although like, it's one of those.
It's all
Joe's
terrible.
crazy. Yeah, I mean they're all insane. Like I don't even know who to root for because they're all insane.
No, there's no one to root for. That's what me and Trevor when we were watching it, and I'm like, Trevor, is there a good guy in here? Like, is there someone I should like? Did you
see the meme online where it was the UPS? It was like I think a neighbor for the UPS guy or something, and it was like, I have to know like Team Carol or Team Joe, and then like that's where they should leave their package.
Yes, I did.
I would be really distraught over that if I was the UPS guy. I wouldn't know what to do.
I feel like I would be Team Joe because I feel like he knows he's crazy.
What's worse, ignorance or not? I don't know.
And Carol she killed her husband.
Whacked him.
Killed her husband, whacked him. Can't convince me that it didn't happen.
So, do you have any great insights from your dream?
I'm going to read about travel from the dream encyclopedia that I have. So in here it says, there are many possible meanings of travel dreams, including freeing oneself of obstacles and restrictive circumstances. Dreaming about a journey can be about our life journey, so how we feel about our dream journey can reflect how we feel about our lives. A dream journey can also symbolize something less comprehensive, such as some specific move we had made in our lives.
Does that?
I mean, I don't think that ties into my dream because I kidnapped a child in my dream.
Yeah, this is where sometimes I think dreams are just a bunch of mumbo jumbo your brain's filtering out.
Yes, I totally believe that. Like that's what this was.
So
just
how like do you remember if around this time you like saw anything like this, like Pokemon, Japan? Did you have Molly? Did you have a child at this time?
I don't. I want to say I probably did.
Okay, probably.
Probably. I just feel like we need to address too. It was very Game Boy like. It was like I almost didn't go on the whole trip, but I just played the game.
That's awesome. I miss Game Boy. I'm gonna look on Amazon right now for a Game Boy. We really want to get a Nintendo Switch, but maybe I can get a Game Boy.
I want a Nintendo Switch because I want to play Animal Crossing.
Oh shoot, that's right. My brother, his fiance loves that. Random shout out.
Yeah.
Riri.
So here's this is the great thing. Did you listen? You can literally find anything about a dream interpretation about anything. I've decided because I found stuff about freckles.
Yeah, that's where you like read some of this and like again, we obviously have like respect for the art and the craft and the subject, right? But again, we are by no means experts, so I don't fall hard on any point of this. Like, I think sometimes it's mumbo jumbo. I think sometimes it's relevant to what you're going on in your life. I think it can tell you a lot about what you're going on, like what's going on in your life. And then sometimes I think it's, a superior being or like spirits coming to us. I kind of like have respect for all those theories. But people that like try to make true relevance and significance out of nonsense, like freckles.
Okay, but now when I was reading this, and it was like they were giving examples of what, like, because think, dreams, there's no limit on what you can dream and what it could be. So you could literally have a dream just about freckles.
You could.
So, I mean,
if you're a dermatologist, actually, I bet you dream about freckles all the time.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ask him next time I go to the dermatologist. It's in July.
Excuse me.
July 6th. So when we record that day, let me know. Or ask me.
Okay, apparently we're recording on July 6th.
It's a Monday.
Oh. Mm-hmm. Okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah. I just looked at the calendar. I just made the appointment.
So I got this stuff from globeviews.com. Mm-hmm. And I just can't. Okay. So the first thing that it says, to see freckles on a loved one's face means that you'll probably get a good offer and that'll bring happiness. Okay.
I got a new freckle on my lip, so.
Should probably get that checked out by your dermatologist.
It said, come back and see us in 3 months, so.
Got it. So this next one, I told Hayne, I go, Hayne blushes at everything, guys. Like, she can't watch somebody, like, couples, like, kiss on TV without, like,
I get contact embarrassment a lot. I hold enough embarrassment for myself. I can't. I get, like, very, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, people with freckles, they can predict a future with a special person who has all the secrets and techniques of sex.
I don't even know what that means.
Me neither.
They can predict the future of a special person?
Like, that could predicts that you're going to meet somebody that holds all the secrets.
Oh
and
man, so you're like
sex.
dating and you like meet someone, your freckle toes, you're like, they got it. Like, it's
Right.
like, God, what show was that when someone had a mole that like talked to them and like took over?
It was Family Guy, and it was a
Oh
zit.
God. Yeah, that's like your freckle. Your freckle is a perv. Congrats.
My freckle, this freckle stuff has nothing to do with my freckle moving around. It was just a freckle that moved. With everybody had the freckle.
Okay.
Your freckles didn't all move. It wasn't like you got off the plane to Japan and everyone's freckles in the
And then you
same
went to a
spot.
big orgy. Like what? I don't know. I think this freckle theory is a little off.
This is going so far.
I think it's a little off. I call BS on this freckle theory.
Okay, I got another one. If freckles are on your face, you will get a chance to have sex in a special exotic location.
Why on your face? Having a freckle on your face is such a normal thing. I feel like if they're like, if you have a freckle on your behind, or like a freckle on your elbow, or a freckle on your belly button,
Get it
yeah,
on.
like if you have freckle in a very normal position, and then you're gonna have crazy freaking tiger intercourse tonight.
In an exotic location.
Joe Exotic. God.
I know. Oh,
Sorry,
gosh.
continue.
Oh, that was it. That was it.
No more deep reflection on freckles.
No, I didn't even want to like dive deep into this, but I just wanted to look up.
No, I'm actually glad you did. I think
travel.
that's very interesting. Like, I don't know.
I was like, well, let's see if there's something about freckles. I was gonna look up if there was anything.
Well,
about
it holds
Pokemon.
such a relevant like detail in your dream. Like that, it's very significant in your dream.
Yeah.
And
Wonder if
I'm gonna totally dream about freckles tonight.
I'm gonna look up dreaming about Pokemon.
Oh God.
Pokemon dream interpretation.
Oh Lord.
Stop. Dreammeaning.net. Pokemon is in a sense a social game that you could play to be a part of your social circle. If you played Pokemon related video games during recent times, it could be a simple reflection of your real life experiences. However, if you have just started dreaming about Pokemon themed dreams, they can play into specific dream meanings depending on the context. Guys, this is a whole page.
We can't.
I'm going to have to do a whole episode about Pokemon dreams. Dreams about Pokemon fighting, dreams about Pokemon related items, dreams about Pokemon games. Dreams about episodes and movies. Dreams about fighting in Pokemon gyms, dream about Pokemon actions. Here, I'll read this one. Dream about catching and training Pokemon. Make my kid be my Pokemon. I shouldn't say that yet because I don't know what I'm about to read. Capturing and training for a specific Pokemon in the dream suggests that you are nurturing a specific part of your personality and skills. You have begun to realize certain qualities that you possess, and you're now realizing them. Boom. I'm just nurturing that child.
All right. Okay, so I have to admit, I feel like dream interpreters are like the forever optimists. Like, I need some skeptics and some pessimists to weigh in on these dreams.
Why would I be negative?
I mean, I don't love negativity, but I just think it's funny because, like, last week's episode, we were talking about, death in dreams. And most of the interpretations I read were like, no, don't worry about it. Like, it just means it's a positive change in your life that da 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 da. And trust me, my motto is I live on the silver lining. Okay. I have permanent residence. So I'm all for optimism, but I don't know. But I like that in your case.
I get
Makes
it.
you way
I
less
get
of a
it.
creeper.
No, I also like that you have that more of like a
Devil's advocate,
I don't
right?
want to
You
say
have to.
yeah. No, I like that because I'm just so much like if I look at something, I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
I need someone to look at me and be like, but Jaynee, do you need to be that gullible? And I don't, but I just want to be.
I think too, like, I think a lot of people are kind of, again, like call BS on a lot of dream interpretation. And I just want to be real with everybody and let them know where I stand. Like, I stand a little bit everywhere right now. Maybe the more research I'll do, I'll take a harder stance in one place. But I think that just goes to prove that in life, there's very few, there's a lot of gray area.
Yeah. So
Before I go into my dream,
I just
I feel like a lot of what I've done on these episodes have given my indirectly given reviews on Netflix shows. So I think I'm going to just keep that as a thing during the as long as the pandemic still kind of exists. So you were
by the way,
yes.
what is going on right now with this pandemic? Like, are we still like I went to the gas station right before we started recording. I run in there, put my mask on. No one in there has
what's
masks
happening
on.
is people are craving normalcy. It is definitely still a thing. It'll be interesting to see how many.
I felt like I was going to rob the place.
So I was talking about this with somebody else. It's like it can go one of two ways with one of my patients. Actually, it was like some places you walk into and you are like, if you don't have one on, it's like you're a leper. Like get out of here. But if you walk in with one and then it's like, yeah, like you're going to rob the place or like, how dare you mess up our sense of normalcy? And like we have a craving for the world to get back to normal, and it's very hard to predict. But anyways, back to my Netflix recommendation. So you made me think of it. You're talking about Pokemon in Japan, and I think of it as like Japanimation in my head. If y'all haven't watched Avatar, the animated show on Netflix right now, is so good. I hated this show when I was a kid. Okay. Cam loved it. And my husband's like, I was like, I'm not really feeling this. And he was like, please, like, let's just try to watch it. I was hooked. There is like, especially if you have kids who are like at that age where they'd appreciate it, maybe between the ages of like 5 and 10. There's like life lessons. They teach you good and evil, right and wrong. Oh man, it is phenomenal. So guys, give it a shot.
Wait,
that was a
that
bidding. Everyone either dance or drink. Clink, clink, clink.
Clink, clink, clink.
And go watch Avatar.
That was great. I'll have to check that one out.
Just give it a chance. It's good. And it's funny. Oh man, it's great. I'm ready to rewatch it. Me and Cam were like really sad after it was over. And the monkey's name is Momo. So, and I know your dog's Mocha. Yeah.
Oh, Mocha just came back upstairs with me.
That's what made me think of it too, because you said Mo. What do you call her? I think you just said Mocha. So, anyways, all right. So that is Jess's Netflix recommendation of the day, of the week.
Oh, this has nothing to do with your dream? Oh, I definitely felt like you had a dream about Avatar, and I was like, okay,
sure I have
here
at
we
this
go.
point. I probably just haven't remembered it. No, I just feel like I've given indirect Netflix recommendations like Breaking Bad, Joe Exotic. I think it was probably just those two, but whatever. Okay, so here's my dream, guys. Again, it is another random ass dream. I challenge you to find any meaningful interpretation from this.
Notice she said meaningful because she wants to battle it back if you do find anything.
And another funny thing is about this, I don't even know what I was filtering out of my head. like not much of this. Some of it's recent, I guess, but I'll point that out at the end. So, because sometimes I dream stuff, I'm like, where the hell did that come from? But so it starts off, my husband and I are apartment hunting at this one apartment. So it is basically a building that is a very long cylinder shape, okay? And it is about 100 yards into the ground. So it's like a room that's like 100 yards down into the ground. And there's a long spiral staircase, and in the center of the staircase is this fish tank that's like blue and like pretty lights. And our bed is at the very bottom of this like size, it's like as deep as a football field basically into the ground. And our bed is like, the head of the bed's like attached to the to the fish tank. Okay. I get really excited when I tell my dreams. And it's like a realtor who's showing us this apartment, and I'm like, Cam, this, like, we have a dog. I'm like, this is a lot. I'm like, look, the fish tank's like really bright. I was like, I don't think I'll be able to sleep. And he's like, oh, but look at it. It's beautiful. Like, we'll be like ballers. And I'm like, I know, but it's a lot. Like, where are we going to let the dog out? And then there's like a little closet that like opens up to like a big walk-in closet and then a bathroom. And that's it. So me, my husband, and my dog, that's where we live. And so he's like, come on. I was like, all right, well, we'll think about it. Like, let's sleep on it.
Are there
Oh,
fish
yeah,
in
like,
the fish tank? Do you have to take care of the fish?
I didn't even ask that. That's a great question. I didn't even get there.
Because how the hell do you
I was
do
just
that
like,
thing?
I'm gonna need my sleep
What if,
mask
like-
that you gave me to help me sleep. Like, the light was so bright, and I didn't even ask
Probably
that
turn the
either.
lights off.
But it was beautiful. It was all very white and like clean and like marble looking, basically as if like
Oh,
a white Mac or like a white iPhone with brand new like AirPods. Like, that's just kind of the look I got. It was very like futuristic. And I'm wondering where this came from. I remember when I was a kid, do you remember those lamps that were like cylinder shaped, and you plugged them into the wall and they had like bubbles in them? I had one of those, but it was like probably 4 feet tall, and it was blue, and it had,
you guys should see our hands
yeah,
right now. It's
and
like
there
we're
were
doing
fish
magic.
floating around in this lamp, and I bet that's where that came from. Wow, there you go.
Dolphins.
I did like dolphins too, yes. So I told my husband, I don't know about this, let's sleep on it. So I wake up like in my dream, like it's like the next morning, and I'm not in that room, but it's like I'm in the same building. So my dream is essentially taking place, like the setting is in this basically cylinder shaped mansion. And like it's all like
round?
cylinder shaped. Oh, the ding.
Drink.
All right. Should have brought some Tums up with me too. Woo. Can't keep up with that beding. So, the room that we're in when we wake up, it's like there's maybe 10 or 12 of us. And it's like a sleepover in this room. We're all in like sleeping bags. Like, my husband's next to me. And then Bowman's there too. I don't know if you remember him from, yeah. So we just hung out with him like a few weeks ago. So he's like in there with us. And it's Brian and Mel. So shout out if you guys are listening this time. It is your wedding. It's the morning of your wedding. And yes.
Of Brian and Mel's wedding?
And they're like sleeping in the room
Okay.
with us. So I kind of get the vibe like we're their wedding party. And like we all had a sleepover the night before and we're like sleeping in the room. But we were awakened by like what sounded like bombs going off outside. And it was almost like a fortress because there weren't many windows for us to like peek outside to see what was going on. And it looked like fireworks. So going off. So not bombs, but like fireworks. It's 6 a.m. I remember it distinctly. It was 6 a.m. And yeah, right. So we're like, what is happening? Oh my God, and a butler comes in, and he looks like a classic butler, what you'd picture, like a bow tie and like that like real like bougie mustache and like slicked back hair. Um, I think there's a butler
Bougie.
from DuckTales is what I'm thinking of. If you guys have not watched the show DuckTales as a kid,
I'm just striking out left and
I
right every
watched a
time you
lot of
talk
I
about shows.
watched a lot of
We were
TV.
friends.
I'm not proud of that. So he comes in, and the butler from DuckTales, and he was like, we're like, what's going on? He's like, Sir Brian, remember you wanted to be awakened by bombs and fireworks the morning of your wedding. So we're like, oh, okay. And we're all like, well, should we, wake up? And then Bowman's in the military, and he's like, well, this is like sleeping in for me. I'm in the military, so we may as well get up. And we're like, fine, let's get up. So we're like getting ready for the wedding. Fast forward.
Can't wait to see what Brian's reaction is.
Yeah. Walto's, now it's kind of like, now I feel bad because ready, we're going to fast forward. And what should have been like their wedding reception is now G's birthday party. So I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know what happened. I don't know. Maybe they just went and eloped. They're like, later.
Thanks for sleeping over with us and enjoying
maybe
our
it was
bombs
just
and
a baller
fireworks.
sleepover. I don't know. So it's G's birthday party, and it's still like the same cylinder shape in this room, and it is a round, and it is a marble ballroom, and it is ginormous. Yeah, like it's because it's very like fancy. Everything's like very uppity. Like when I think of mansions, I think of like marble. I don't know. And it looks like a scene from The Great Gatsby. Again, movie pitch if you guys have not seen it. It's also a great book. But Leo's in the movie, so come on. So there's like bartenders everywhere, servers, a bunch of people, fancy drinks, and I'm like G's, I guess, party planner, or like I was like maid of honor at her wedding, so maybe that's what I am. So she and I,
the maid of honor.
yeah, I
of
guess
the
like I'm
birthday party?
continuing this theme in my head. So I like walk into this. She's making her like grand entrance into this like marble like ballroom bar. And the bar's like like bordering the whole room. I wish this was a real place. It's so cool. And she and I are walking in, and we're she and I are walking in, and we're okay. What's that dance move? Dabbing, where you like put your hands up in the air. Okay, so we're dabbing as we walk into the room to the chain smokers. Okay, so we are dabbing and bobbing our head in sync with. So it was funny because even in my dream, she walked into the. We walked into the part where it was like, we ain't never getting older. Like, what a genius entrance song to your birthday party. And we were like dabbing, but I walked in first. And when I dabbed, I like swung my arms. And when you introduce somebody like to your right, you like hold your arms out. Like as if like a server is holding your plate, like.
Or like a magician's assistant.
So that's what I did. I went from dabbing into that with a swift motion. And then
I like it. You guys should see us. You guys really can hear it in our microphones all like
yeah,
the moving.
I think I need to like record this video so y'all can like see it. And then G walks in like dabbing with her head up and down. And everybody starts clapping, and she's like this bougie girl on her birthday party feeling herself. I don't know.
How old was she?
I want to say
doesn't matter.
I had this dream because Abby is having her 30th birthday party soon, and we've been like planning it and like just being bougie bitches with it. So I think that's why. I don't know. And it was probably G because I was just talking about somebody's wedding, and I was like maid of honor in her wedding, right? So I don't know. So then fast forward, as we do, I guess we're going to the after party, which is like out at this bar club. It's definitely a place I've been before, but I don't know where. I want to say maybe this bar from college where we got the red ring for any of my Duquesne listeners out there. I think it was a version of that. And they made these like fancy apple teenies that looked really good. Like they had chopped up apples in them. Oh, and there were like a couple people from college there, and there was like college drama going on. Like two girls were outside like fighting, and I was like, oh, blah blah blah. And one of the doctors I work with like walked by me and like shook his head like in disapproval, but also secretly smirking because he was about to go join and like get a drink. And then I guess it was one heck of a party because I woke up with a 4-year-old child. So
Like
I
your
knew
child?
I
Or-
know who it is.
Okay, wait. You need to that sounds really
I'm
bad.
gonna clarify.
You woke
Like the
up.
next it was like
Okay,
fast forward, like like the next chapter in my dream. I woke up.
Gotcha.
No, I did not catch them all and steal a baby. I knew the child. So my friend Nicole and Brent, their beautiful daughter, Gianna, was my child in the dream. But she was like 4. Like she was like herself. And I was like holding her like she was a newborn. Mind you, she's like a grown 4-year-old child.
A
And I'm
4-year-old
sitting there like
child.
rocking her and like holding her like she's my own. And then I need to teach her the Our Father in my dream. So I'm like writing them out on note cards. And I'm debating whether to teach her like art thou, like those type of words versus like normal English.
Mocha.
See, Mocha's into this. And
This is why I don't record with Mocha in here normally. But she just looks so cute and
I
followed
know
me
I have to
upstairs after
put
I
my
got my
puppy
drink.
gate up when I come up.
Mocha. Shh. 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 Are you done? I'll kick you out. She looked at me with big eyes, like, don't kick me out. I am comfy. Hey. Okay. Mocha apologizes
okay, Mama.
sincerely. Oh, look, Cam's here now.
Yeah. You want to say hi? No. He's shy. Oh, no. Now my dog's up here. Mocha was just barking. Hi, baby. Hello. Go with daddy. Okay. So I wake up.
Oh, baby Miles.
That's how I was
getting
carrying
carried
Gianna.
away.
Oh, that was a bidding, everyone.
Drink.
Man. So I'm holding Gianna, trying to teach her the Our Father, apparently. And in my head, I was like, do I teach her like the, old school, like the actual language, or should I teach her what it actually means? And I think I was stressing that because Nicole is an English teacher. And I was like, what would Nicole want me to do? So, like, I knew she wasn't my baby. Like, Nicole and Brent were still there. So I must have been her nanny. And then me and Cam are really stressed about braiding Gianna's hair. So Cam is like trying to braid her hair, like really like tight and like perfectly, like symmetrically in the bar that we were in. So like that, like where we got apple teenies. And then I woke up. And that's my dream. I dare anyone to find meaning in that dream.
But I'm doing it. I'm doing it.
Maybe like a maternal like yearning. I think I try to make sense of like connections.
We are trying to discuss Haynes' dream so we can make her fight us on it. Hey.
Good luck editing this one.
We're gonna keep Mocha's barks in this because why not? Hold on. I'm gonna let her out of my room real quick now. Come on. Come on.
When When I don't see our
I knew
sound, it
was
reminds me of a flat line.
not
I
a
get nervous. Like on an EKG. It's like someone goes asystole and it makes me nervous.
I got you. Let's see. I just was using my book here.
I guess we were driving. No, that was yesterday. Cam and I like to drive around, like, we look at like fancy houses and neighborhoods, and we're like, maybe one day. So maybe that's where the marble came from.
Maybe. Yeah. Me and Trevor
It's
do
just
that
fun.
too.
It's like Sims. It's like real life
Especially like
Sims, you know?
on our way. Yeah, especially like on our way to camp. Like we're like we camp all over the place, but like we'll just see like these awesome houses with like all this land.
Yeah.
I'm curious about fireworks. Seeing fireworks means you could have some troubles in
All
your
right, there we
social
go.
or working
Finally,
life.
a pessimist. Thank you.
Oh, do you know what this is from? Your antiflow.com.
That sounds about right.
However, fireworks are an omen of enthusiasm, creativity, and talent. Also, your dream could indicate that you are manifesting yourself and you're putting up a show. Alternatively, fireworks represent the release of repressed feelings.
So we did just decide to splurge on patio furniture. Like we did a little more than we typically would because we were so frustrated, and we just said, let's just get it. We, you know. And I think a lot of this I can see is showy, right? Like marble. Yeah, touche. All right, I need to tone it back. I think it's my bougie side came out. Get a little bougie with it.
A little flaunty over here.
Right. Call me
I don't know
Beyonce.
if that was right.
I do always try to channel my inner Beyonce, whatever it means that day. Told y'all. I will reference Beyonce at least every other dream or episode.
Yep.
Just want to make a note, Brent and Nicole, if you ever listen to this episode, I promise I'm not going to try to pokeball your child. I love your child dearly, and I know you'll let me babysit her anytime.
I'm not pokeballing anybody's child.
I just had to let them know. That's all.
God. Well, no, they're going to be like, yeah, you can watch that child as long as that Jaynee girl isn't around.
No, Nicole met you. I think she'd let you pokeball. Yeah, you know.
Yeah. Oh,
she'd be like, gladly. She'd be like, please pokeball my children for an hour. You didn't
just don't take them to a new country.
You're just helping it.
No, the job is. Well, I mean, now we're still like we're like justifying kidnappers because some kidnappers don't harm. Yeah, so we
no pokeballs,
we're
guys.
Gonna end that one there. We don't commend kidnapping. Please only use Pokeballs on Pokemon.
And release them in an even more fun, wild setting, not Joe Exotic Zoo or Carol Baskets.
And because like even in Pokemon, you go to try to throw a Pokeball like at somebody's like owned Pokemon. They're like, that does not work here. That does not work here.
Well, all right. So that's our those are our crazy random dreams for this week. Those were fun. That was a good time.
Yes. Yeah. Thanks for listening, guys. You guys, we have a Twitter now, so you can follow us on there.
Yeah, if you guys want to say anything to me on Twitter, make sure you say it's for me because Jaynee will have to let me know. I don't know how to tweet.
Yeah. I don't either. I texted Hannah, I'm like, we got a Twitter. And she's like, woohoo. And I was like, don't know what I'm doing, but we got it. So you guys can follow us on Twitter now. You can still follow us on our Instagram at WTF Did I Dream Last Night. I'm pretty sure that's their same Twitter, but I don't really know that yet. And don't forget that we have that giveaway going on our Instagram as well. So make sure you go ahead and enter that just for something fun. And send us your dreams to WTF Did I Dream Last Night at gmail.com. I really started like organizing some for our first episode. I'm super excited, and I can't wait to record that one. And if you guys have Apple Podcast, if you guys could rate us, we'd greatly appreciate
and if
it.
there's anything you want to hear, anything you want us to do differently, do more of, please let us know. Or if there's any like specific topics or dreams that you want to hear like more about, or like research, let us know. I'm a total nerd, so I will do plenty of research.
So thank you guys for listening.
Until next time, happy dreaming. Ba-ding.